Hi, everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It's approaching the end of 2019, and I've been missing you guys on YouTube. I know I've been a little all over the places, so I haven't been very frequently showing up on Facebook or social media or YouTube or here in the videos. So today I'm bringing you 5 oils again for aromatherapy. I hope you like them. And many of them are I picked that at this time because of the season and of all the events and activities we're doing right now. And when we're partying and we ate a lot of food, and then maybe it's a lot of people might be sick that is around you. What do, right? And it's this time of the year when you want to relax or you have a little aches and pains from too much of partying, walking around shopping, standing a lot, cooking, baking, simply just dancing a lot in the party with music, having fun, enjoying. Is there anything to help you to find a little more balance from all this excitement and fun, and also sometimes quite tiring and fatigue going on, and you still want to go on because it's still another week of celebration until the year end, and we're going to the new year. We hope everything will be even more healthier and more wellness and more awareness, and we want to start off energetically right and balanced. And how do you balance yourself when you already was very busy and still very busy at this time of the year? So I'm bringing you 5 oils today: fennel, pine, wintergreen, lime, and Idaho balsam fir. Now, if you have been following my video, especially the aromatherapy ones, you might notice that I have talked about not under the spotlight, but more like on the sidetrack, some of these oils, and especially with the balsam fir. I actually talk about it in specific in one of the interview I was having with my very good friend Tiffany Tin, and so that was a little unusual use that I helped the ladies in that group to have a little more fun with it. But today I will talk about more conventional use as well. So let's start out with fennel, talking about ladies. Now, if you have been pregnant and also you ready to give birth, or you are actually had just gave from birth and you are giving, like, feeding your baby with your very nutritious breast milk, fennel would help. I use that a lot right before my labor, to help ease off the itchiness around the tummy. Now, I would not use a lot of fennel in the middle of pregnancy and also the beginning of it, because fennel help with the hormones. But when you are pregnant, your hormones are sometimes a little too haywire in place, and you don't want to jeopardize the self-adjusting cycle of the hormones. So I would wait until the pregnancy stabilized, until like at least the third trimester, that I'll use fennel. Many of the hormone relating essential oil are actually prohibited when you are pregnant all the way through until you give birth. Things like sage, things like clary sage, because that's encourage blood flow, sometimes encourage too much blood flow that can cause a blood-related problem. Fennel doesn't have that, but they're still dealing with hormones. So you want the hormones to be very stabilized, especially the last trimester, that you can start using it to help you to rejuvenate the skin and also to get through smooth childbirth. And fennel in particular also help lactation. So if you've been planning to breastfeed your baby, or you already breastfeeding your baby, you can use it on the side of your ribs, not totally on your breast, because your baby may be able to come into contact to that. So your baby may not like it. Number one, the smell, they may not like it. Number two, in the oil itself might be a little too much directly on their face or on their lips. So you want to put it back a little farther, close to the lactation gland, but not directly on your breast. So you can use a little bit here. You can also mix with carrier oil if you don't want to use it straight. But fennel can be very helpful on stretch mark as well. So you can mix it with coconut oil, especially at this time of the year when the weather is a little dry and your heating is ramped up. That use a little coconut oil, rub it with fennel, rub around. You can also use lavender, mix with fennel, and or alternate with lavender, maybe one day lavender, one day fennel, to help you ease off the itchiness of the stretch marks and heal the skin. So that's pretty much about fennel, and it's a nice smell. It's just like fennel anise that you can get from the supermarket, and it's very refreshing, and it's kind of close to the sweet side of the scent. Okay, so and another one is pine. I probably have talked about pine before. I'm not 100% sure. I talk about essential oil so much, but pine is one of the things you want to be having in the winter. Now, North American, we don't have orange natively grown. We have tangerine, we have clementines, but not like actually orange. We actually have pine to supply vitamin C to us in the winter. So actually, if you pick a sprig of pine, like 5-6 needles in a sprig, and chew it, or of course it must be like clean and no pesticides on it, wild, if you can like have acres in the land behind your backyard, like those pines, like they're full of vitamin C. One sprig can have the vitamin C of almost like an orange itself. And orange, it's grown in like southern area. They're there for people to help release extreme internal heat from the body, so they become cooler in the southern area. Think about if you eat a lot of orange, which a lot of people do, like get it in the fridge, orange juice right away the first thing in the morning. You actually take out your body heat a lot, and you become cold from the inside. Now, when your body temperature drop, every degree cause a double digit of cut in your immune function. There's been studying support that. So you want to keep the body warm, especially in the winter. But what about your vitamin C? You can get it from pine. Now, essential oil probably won't have the vitamin C itself, but just a little side note that you can actually get if you have a pine tree at home and you don't put any chemicals on it in fertilizer or in pesticides. You can actually pick the leaves and chew it or brew it in water like a tea and drink it and get vitamin C. Now, pine itself, it's also very good immune oil because that's the function of the tree, is to provide the immune defense, like the vitamin C and also the oil itself, to help you get through times of cold, flu, and stuff. So it's very respiratory, that kind of oil, help you breathe easier, especially if you don't like those more kind of colder oil like the peppermint or the eucalyptus, which feel refreshing but also feel cold. There are times when you have cold, you actually feel really cold, you're shivering, and you don't want to have any more shivering. You use pine instead of peppermint, because there's a lot of like fakes and stuff like cold rub, which actually are very cold. It makes you actually colder and shiver even more. I would suggest pine over peppermint or eucalyptus on those times, and along with maybe thyme, oregano, which is more warmer oil. So when you have a cold is not just a cold. It has different reason to make it happen. In the Chinese theory of wellness, that we need to look at symptoms on to see what property is more on. Is it more on the cold side? Is it more on the hot or warm side? Then we balance it out. If you have excessive heat, like stimulation, to cause the disease or to cause the symptoms, we want to put something colder to balance it, or vice versa. So if you are already shivering, you have all this cold symptoms, you want to have a little more neutral or even warmer oil or substance to balance it out. So don't just blindly follow any remedy. You need to understand what's going on in the body, what is lacking, so you put it back, the balancing agent, to balance it out. So when you understand that wellness is actually a way of finding balance, then everything becomes so easy to understand. I hope you get the idea of balance. So pine is also a very good oil to diffuse in the winter. It feels very homey, it feels very soothing, it feels very grounding as well. Now, talking about cooler oil. I do have a cooler oil. The name is very interesting. It's wintergreen. So it stays green in the winter. And it came on as actually a substitute of birch. Birch has been in danger for a while, like 10 years ago. The company that I used, Young Living, Young Living Essential Oil, and decide to not to cultivate birch until we have regrown enough birch tree before we try to get more birch oil. So in the meantime, we put out Wintergreen as a substitute for some of the remedies and also blends that require um, the birch here, but we're not producing anymore, so we use that in place. Now, birch is an oil that help nerve to restore. It's help with the nerve level. So if you have any nerve pain, pinching, pins and needles, sudden twitching or squeezing, that kind of sometimes people cannot say it's a pain. It's all like a sudden hit of something. So it's more like nerve. And maybe your pain move around. It's not really locational. Like today you can maybe this shoulder and tomorrow move to another shoulder, which means it's nerve flow having imbalance or improper flow. So this is the time when you use Wintergreen. You can use it along the spine, which is the central hub or central pathway of most nerve. And also the base of the neck where all the nerve come out from the brain. And also like around the neck, which is very helpful. Sometimes I also would use it in different points around the fingers for different meridians and different nerve function, especially when my arms and shoulders or heart and lungs are needing help. So Wintergreen is a very good oil. People use it to rub it around the knees, rub it around the feet when you've been walking a lot. It was Boxing Day yesterday, so I was walking a lot in the mall. You've been on high heel shoes, partying, dancing around. Rub around the ankles or in between the toes. It will be very helpful. And you've been baking a lot, maybe in between fingers. Of course, when you are not trying to cook, because the smell will actually get into the food. So do it before you go to bed, after you wash up, like you're all clean. It's like go in between these places. These places are very good receptors for essential oil and helpful substance. So that's about Wintergreen. So if you have any question about all of these oil, you can ask in the comment under the video. So now we move on to lime. Now, lime, citrus. Well, we all know what lime is. And sometimes people ask me, like, what do you use differently in between lemon and lime? Because a lot of usage are pretty similar, right? They all deal with fat. They all are very cleansing, and they all are very like refreshing in the aroma, uplifting you, and help digestion, clear up certain skin problem. Very they help like favor water. Like if your water have like foul smell and you're in a place that you cannot find other water, put some lime, lemon, citrus, kill the germs and also make the taste better. And some people actually do not like to drink water, and they can add some of these stuff, which is not sugary, right? Some people want to be able to drink water without having too much sugar in the drink, and still want to favor the water, essential oil come in place. So all the citrus oil can be used like that. But what's the different use between lime and lemon? Now, my personal way of use is when I like times when I feel a little sluggish, when I feel a little low, I feel a little down, then I use lemon, which means it gives me a little more of that initiative to go outward. Like I'm a teacher, I need to go out and teach and meet people every day. So if there are days that I'm kind of like getting small inside, what do? I use lemon to help me, reconnect with the outward world. Lime, on the other hand, is like, to me, it's a little more retreating than lemon. It still helps me stay in contact, but there are times that when I like see a lot of people, went to an event of like 200 people, then I become a little all over the place, right? My energy become a little diverse. And I want to actually draw myself back together into one piece, then I'll use lemon. So to me, lime is more like help me expand outward. Lime, on the other hand, help me gather myself back into myself. So this is the different use I have for them. And I also would alternate lemon and lime in terms of say what I just said, like favoring the water, and also to cut down fat. Like this time of the season, you want to have something to help you eat that piece of cake from grandma or mom that you made for so many hours. They want you to eat that last piece. Okay, what do? I drink the citric oil with water first thing in the morning to help me manage body fat and also weight, and also water, like lymph level in the body. But if you always just use one thing, number one, your taste become bored, and also you don't want to use one thing all the time. Your body will develop resistance over things that you always eat and you always use and you always do. You actually become too excessive on that substance, that you don't want to overuse one thing. So you want to have alternate replacing options. So lemon, lime, they go hand in hand. So as I said, some days I want to go outward, some days I want to go inward. Again, it's another balance. You connect and then you come back to yourself. Connect with others, come back to yourself. This is also a very good balance for me as a practice. So this is what I would use lime for. Now, Christmas time, you cannot go without Christmas tree, right? So this is Christmas tree oil, balsam fir, and Christmas tree. You probably, if you sniff a real Christmas tree, then you know what kind of smell it would be. And Christmas tree can actually take away a lot of interesting odor in the house. So this is another hidden use of Christmas tree. People don't know that if you have a real Christmas tree and you have a lot of people coming in and out of the house, it takes away the human odor, pets odor, food odor. So it clear up your house in terms of energy, in terms of smell, in terms of overall vibe and energy and feeling. And also, yeah, yesterday I was in a restaurant that I guess they probably just renovate something in the restaurant, so it has this sour chemical smell from the wall. So what I did instantaneously was, I have Christmas tree, I have this balsam fir in the bag, I also have lavender and lemon, and mix them together, rub it in my hand. It helps me breathe again right there. It helps me feel like I'm not being bombarded by that soury chemical smell. Now, I have tried those situations with just lemon, just lavender, or mix of lemon and lavender mixed with peppermint. It did not come as good as if I mix lavender, lemon, and balsam fir together. It gives me that underneath support of keeping the nice skin lingering over the time. Like where lavender, lemon, yeah, it's good for a while, but it goes away very quickly. But if you're sitting in a restaurant like myself, I was sitting in the restaurant for almost like an hour, I'll be like suffocating at the time. But this helps that refreshing smell stay in front of my face longer than just using lavender and lemon. So that helps me stay a little more able to breathe in situation where the environment is a little not so natural or not so breathable. So that's what I found it helps me lately. That's why I keep a little small bottle of balsam fir in my bag. It's just to be able to go out to places that I cannot just leave right away. If I smell something funny or something not pleasant, I use them together and help me stay in the environment. Okay, so you know, pine and balsam fir very good for the respiratory system. Fennel very good for hormones and also for skin. Lime is for getting yourself back together, favoring water, and also manage your fat content. Wintergreen for your joints, for nerve, for your pain level, movement, and also staying refreshed in the nerve level. Okay, I hope you like all the oils I present to you, and have fun with them, and have a very happy holiday. Keep on having fun. Still another week of celebration to go, and then start off the year really great, and have the intention to stay healthy and more healthy. And from healthiness and from the finding of health, you find more than just being healthy. You find uplifting mission, purposes, and even ascension. I wish you all well and take care. See you maybe next year, if not another video before the year end. So happy new year, folks. Bye bye.